my stomach can take it.
Here we go again!
Let's get the job
Rock and stone forever!
Rock and stone!
Scanners have picked up a massive deposit of a quark. We're sending you in alongside a heavily armed drifter to get as many out as possible. We're picking up speed fire signs in the area, so keep it snappy. Quarks can be extracted from the walls. Search for blue, shimmering light. Get it done, team.
Take the pickaxe! Obey me!
Watch smoke.
I ain't gonna tell you again. Weapon ready.
Deep Rock Galactic, the brainchild of Ghost Ship Games, a diamond in the rough that is modern gaming. One of the few games with a overwhelmingly positive Steam review, and it's easy to see why. It's clear that the Ghost Ship team has poured their heart and soul into its stylish gameplay. Deep Rock Galactic is a mining game crossed with a Left 4 Dead style wave-based shooter. The main gameplay loop lets you explore caves, mine ores, and kill bugs in many different and questionable ways. While this may not sound like a lot, variety is introduced through 8 different primary mission types, mixed with various secondary missions, as well as anomalies and warnings. Take this and add a layer of 10 biomes of randomly generated caves, and you get the complexity that this game can provide. My point is, you can play this game for hours and always feel like you're seeing and experiencing new things. The other big gameplay feature is hazard levels. Hazard levels decide the difficulty of your mission. Increasing the hazard level increases the number of bugs you encounter, and an increase in more dangerous bugs. The incentive for increasing the hazard level is a bonus to XP and gold. Hazard 1 is basically peaceful mode with very few bugs, while Hazard 5 is an accurate simulation of hell itself. You could choose to work alone on a mission and be given a robot companion named Bosco. Or, you can also open your mission to play with friends and or open it up for randoms. You pick missions in the Rig, the hub world where players can buy beers, unlock overclocks, and select what class they want to play. There are 4 classes: Scout, Driller, Engineer, and Gunner. The Scout is your explorer, equipped with a grappling hook to quickly reach high places, and a flare gun to easily light up large rooms. The weapons are more distant support, such as a crossbow with specialized arrows, a classic assault rifle, and a sniper. The Driller is a more grounded class, utilizing 2 large hand drills to easily dig paths and tunnels to locations like the escape pod at the end of the mission. Their secondary tool is the C4, the most dangerous landscaping tool in the game. Driller weapons are elemental based, like a flamethrower, ice gun, or a goo gun that definitely breaks the Geneva Convention. The Driller is definitely equipped to manipulate the caves themselves and deal with crowds of enemies. The Engineer is equipped with a platform gun, which pairs amazingly with the Scout, as the Engineer can place platforms under hard-to-reach areas, or ore veins that the Scout can grapple to and stand on while they mine. Their secondary tool allows them to erect turrets. They can build 1 or 2 in seconds to help support the team. The engineer's weapon can be some of the most fun, like the SMG that locks onto targets, or the laser rifle that melts through enemy armor. The final class is the Gunner, the ultimate DPS class. This class is built around stationary defensive gameplay. The Gunner has a zipline gun that allows them to shoot ziplines anywhere across the caves for ease of travel or to set up defensive positions during an enemy wave. Their secondary tool is the shield bubble. Throwing this down scares off bugs and gives you and your teammates infinite shields while inside. The Gunner's weapons revolve around either hitting really hard or really fast, with guns ranging from a minigun to a guided missiles that melt larger and tougher bugs. And this is just a brief overview of each class, not even going into all of the customization each weapon has, in perks and looks. Not to mention overclocking, which gives individual weapons crazy abilities like exploding bullets and electrifying enemies every time you reload. Passive and active perks like quick revive and taming a bug, naming it Steve. But this is just the gameplay. The game's style is another way this game is very special. The story behind the game is the player works for a greedy mining company named Deep Rock Galactic. The company definitely cares more about its loot and profit than its employees. We can see this in small ways, like how the player can't enter the escape pod to leave a mission unless the mule carrying the minerals is loaded on first. The world of the game is a futuristic diesel punk style fantasy world. Since the characters are outdoors, they love to drink beer. Because of this, the game has Lloyd's Bar, where you can buy specialized beers to give you buffs and missions. There are even fun beers that do things like shrink the player or teleport you to somewhere random. Or just knock you out. It's little things that make this game stand out, like the fact you can just press V during a mission to salute fellow players, and say probably one of the most popular lines in the gaming community right now.
Yeah! Rock and stone!
The contrast of medieval fantasy characters in a hyper-futuristic world of guns and space travel makes this game one of a kind. And lastly is the music. God, the music in this game. I've been playing it in the background. It can really go from to I also want to say that the community of DRG is one of the most welcoming and friendly gaming communities out there. I have 170 hours in the game and have never run into any mean or nasty players. The official Discord is an amazing place to find new friends and people willing to help you through the game. There's so much more I haven't talked about, but the video is long enough as is. But briefly I want to mention the seasonal content. I know seasonal content is a word that triggers PTSD in many of us, but DRG's model is quite fair. Its season pass content is completely free. Any cosmetic you don't get are put into the normal loot pool. With each season comes a new mission type added. Last season had a swarm of robots from a rival company invading the planet in the caves that you normally play in. Even after that season, you can still play it, as that seasonal play has become a normal mission type at the end of the season. This season is Plaguefall, where an infectious comet is flying by the planet dropping infectious asteroids covered in rock pods. In some missions, you may have to crack open these asteroids and collect their cores, or use a spray foam vacuum combo to cleanse a contaminated area while fighting off infected bugs. After all this, all I can say is Deep Rock Galactic is only $30, and goes on sale on Steam all the time. It can also be bought on a console, but be warned, it's not cross-platform. It's 100% worth the money and your time. All the friends I've introduced the game to say they loved it, and I think you're gonna love it too.